I want to bring Steve Schmidt into the conversation, but I just want to reset for our viewers. The White House today releasing an enemies list, a list of former national security officials for whom they have now publicly stated they have under consideration the punishment of stripping these men and women of their security clearances. These men, former CIA directors, former FBI director, former national security advisor, and former acting director of the FBI, all maintain security clearances for giving their expertise, giving their institutional knowledge to a president and the executive branch of government after they leave. Joining us now, Steve Schmidt. Go, Steve.
Kind of culprit to be with you.
I didn't think you needed any more setup.
Look,
since when did you need a question for Steve?
This is a very dangerous day for American democracy. This is the move of an autocrat, not an American president. We don't strip security clearances for political reasons from members of the opposition party who have served all of their careers, all of their lives in defense of the country, have sworn oaths to the Constitution, not to a party, not to the leader. But, this is part and parcel. Trump began politicizing the intelligence services from hour one of his administration when he went to the CIA memorial wall and talked about his inaugural crowds. This is just a culmination of his increasingly erratic behavior. And of course, this occurs a week after he stood up next to the Russian president and took the Russian president's side in a dispute with America's intelligence agencies, and of course then forced his national director of intelligence, Dan Coats, to kowtow, publicly apologize, and essentially humiliate himself at the feet of the leader. So this is, again, this president's continuing abuse of power, his authoritarian instinct at full use here. It is alarming, to say the least.
Steve, let me play for you the president's recent attacks. This seems like something that was building up in him and really just came spilling out today. Let's watch the president with Jeff Glor of CBS News ticking off some of these people and what he was mad about.
Do you think any intelligence agencies, U.S. intelligence agencies, are out to get you?
Well, certainly in the past, it's been terrible. You look at Brennan, you look at Clapper, you look at Hayden, you look at Comey. I have no confidence in a guy like Brennan. I think he's a total lowlife. I have no confidence in Clapper. Clapper wrote me a beautiful letter when I first went to office, and it was really nice. And then all of a sudden, he's gone haywire because they got to him and they probably got him to say things that maybe he doesn't even mean. But no, I certainly don't have confidence in past people. You look at what's happened. Take a look at all of the shenanigans that have gone on. Very hard to have confidence in that group.
Steve Schmidt, just two more pieces of information to throw at you and then take it away. But during the most controversial and really devastating periods politically after the Iraq War took some of its most botched turns, there was never an effort. I talked to three of our former colleagues. No one was ever stripped of their security clearances for being harsh critics of the Iraq War. This has never happened before, where critics of a subsequent administration take away the security clearances of the one that preceded it, no matter how harsh the political debate comes. And I heard the president say something there that struck me. Somebody got to them. Well, I've heard from people inside the president's inner circle who are saying, I think maybe somebody got to him. I mean, there are people who have always been skeptical of the collusion question when it comes to Donald Trump, but have always thought, well, he might have obstructed justice because he's sloppy and he's messy and he's used to family mom and pop business operations. They're now openly wondering, not in front of television cameras, but in conversations, whether there might be something there on this collusion question. Your thoughts?
Well, when you diagram the president's rantings right there, what jumps out, of course, is his allegation of nefarious conspiracy. They got to him, like an episode from the X-Files. This is not the musings of a sound mind. This is the rantings of somebody who seems unhinged, frankly. But the allegation of conspiracy, which fuses together with his scapegoating of minority populations, and of course his victimization of his supporters, that they're all being victimized together by this hidden conspiracy that works for the purposes of the elites against the victim class, that is supported by minority populations, the invading hordes of Guatemalan children, for example. This is all part of his shtick that he repeats over and over again, from his mass rallies where he lies constantly to that TV interview. And no doubt tonight on Fox News, there will be all manner of allegations of conspiracy that will contextualize they got to him and make it make sense to 40% of the country for whom Trump has stripped away any ability that they have to see objective truth and fact. And of course, that's alarming in a democracy.